Hello and welcome to Tuesday night edition of Quarantine Cooking with Cook Like a German. Mr. George,
Hello.
go for it. Tell us
All
what we
right.
got going.
Okay, let's try this fast. So we got a meal. You guys most likely all have heard or used Home Chef or any of those delivery meals. And I wanted to just show, it's not quite a German recipe because it's actually what we have is a ginger ponzu salmon. I love salmon and we try to mix it up between salmon, chicken and other produce like meats, so we don't always eat meat. What I like with those meals is that everything comes in one package and then they have the little instructions how to cut it. They have a time how long everything should take. What I think is a little bit less than you sometimes need unless you do it well prepared. Like in Germany, we are a little bit neat freaks, so we like our stuff like all prepared. Or I can show you and lead you through here. It's a simple dish. We have the salmon, what obviously will be pan fried. We do have a ponzu ginger mix. That's a sauce what goes with the salmon. What doesn't need a lot of preparation. This is, believe it or not, two bok choi's heads they delivered, and you cut them small and coarse the green, and this is good for two people. It came with like two garlic cloves. You mince, you don't have to get all wild. A little bit of green scallions for the eye later on. It is a rice dish, but as you can see, they're making like some patties out of it. So that will be a little bit interesting. So the rice takes around 18-20 minutes, so that should go like first. What do we have here? This is actually miso, a little bit mayo, the green of the scallions, and this here is a tempura mix. You can get like this in an Asian store as well if you don't use those meals. This is actually what you need to bind your rice to make the cakes out of it. So in general, not very complicated. So there's a 3-step. One step is get the veggies going, get the rice going, and get of course the fish going, what is at the end. All right, let's start with the rice. It takes the longest. This is 1.5 cup of waters, and this is basmati rice. The easiest is, I mean, you can use any pot, a rice cooker, like your 6-in-1 crock pot, anything can be used. I like, because I have it, I like this little rice cooker here. There's no fancy thing going on. Everything goes in. People always discuss, do you need oil with it? I do it anyway, just for the taste. It doesn't make it not stick or stick. This little disc prevents it from just cooking over. What happens with rice sometimes at the beginning, close it up, set your timer, let's say 20 minutes max. Starts a fire, and then we forget this guy. Okay, so the rice is cooking, and as you can see, I separated everything. So this is the vegetable what goes next, while this will be a mixture for the for the rice cakes later. So let's get those cooking. Just a regular pot. You can also take a pan, heat it up a little bit. 2 spoons of olive oil. The garlic comes in a couple minutes. Bok choy really cooks very quickly. So we think about, they recommend 4 minutes. I go a little bit by looks, but it's about right, like 5 minutes. So you take the bok choy. Always use a little bit sea salt of any kind of sea salt what you have, and not everyone, but I do like pepper, so give it a little crunch with the pepper mill. Alright, the bok choy will get around 4 minutes, and you can see it already gets small, and so it is around 2-3 minutes in. We wait 2 more minutes before we add the garlic. in the meantime, we can just whip up the ginger ponzu sauce, what is really a nice taste. The white scallions, the ginger. And we want to do this at the beginning so it can sit. Alright, don't forget the chef always needs a drink, like a beer, a wine. Today it's beer time, wine is a little later. You see our pile is getting smaller. We have the ponzu sauce mixed. It can sit and simmer together, nice aroma. This is later for our rice patties. Now the bok choy is most likely good enough now to get the garlic. Just mix it in. Make sure, depending on your oven, some of the ovens are harder to regulate than others. And you have to be careful with this. Is a cast iron enamel pot, so I don't actually really need any more heat. This can actually radiate just by the metal, and we keep it like this. Alright, the rice is done. It didn't take 20 minutes in those cast iron pots. We get away with like 15 minutes max, and I recommend, this is all cast iron, some of those barbecue gloves for 400 degrees, because touching cast iron sometimes you don't think of and you can really burn yourself, and it's not worth it. So now the basmati has to cool for 10 minutes in this bowl. One sec. Okay.
Zip time?
Zip time, and then we get back when this is cold to mix the patties. Alright, let's see. The rice is cooled, and let's do the rice cakes. That means we are mixing everything in here, like our miso paste, our mayo, our scallions, green stuff, the white stuff is in our ponzu sauce, and our tempura mix, like a light flour to bind everything. Okay, let me just quickly mix it together. Alright, so we mixed our patties, our rice patty. That's basmati rice, so it's already a little bit like almost like Japanese rice. A little pepper and salt. I put this pretty much almost in everything. Almost like Japanese rice, sushi rice. As you can see, it is very sticky. So our idea here is to make like 4 little patties out of those. You start out with a ball. It's easier when you have a little water on your hand. So
Clean hands.
clean hands, always clean, especially nowadays. So you have to just get a feeling how much that is. There's an idea, you could take everything and make one big sausage, like a roll, and then cut it in 4 pieces. That's for some people easier than eyeballing it. I don't even know if mine is a quarter of it, but let's just say it is. Now, we have a pan. We preheat it, like a non-stick in this case. We put a little bit oil in it. And let it heat up a little bit. So, alright, we are back, and now let's see if our oil is hot enough. When you hear that, that's a good sign. We're putting our fish cake, our rice cakes into the pan for around 4 minutes each side until they're golden brown. Alright, our rice cakes are in for around 4 minutes. Let's see if they are brown. Okay, that's a good start. Flipping is sometimes a little bit difficult, as you can see, with a big spatula like this. or you use a bigger pan. But hey, we got it done. So now we are doing the same thing with the other side, around 4 minutes, and then we go to the next step. All right, I think our rice cakes are ready. I'm trying this little guy, so I don't need to use my big spatula. So the next step is they have to rest a little bit, and yes, everyone says take a paper towel so the grease goes on. There's not much grease anyway, but I rather dedicate a towel and then wash that in the washing machine than throwing away so much paper towel for those type of businesses. So all what we have to do right now is let them rest a little bit. I put them in a warming oven until the fish is done. So, but we have our ponzu sauce. We have our vegetables still in our pot. So the next thing is doing the fish. The fish is very easy. It's salmon, it's very light. So we are using the same pan. We don't even clean anything. Just put a little olive oil. Let it heat up a little bit. And then the idea is we are actually starting out with the belly with the skin up for 4 minutes, and then turn it around for 4 minutes, and then you're ready to plate. See, and the pan is ready to go for the fish. Like we said, skin up. Okay, all right, the fish is 4.5 minutes in the pan and it's ready to be flipped. Like a little crunchiness, but not frying the fish out. Oops. All right. Too lazy to use my other hand. Now we are waiting 4.5 minutes on this side. In this microwave convection oven, we have set 100 degrees and put the rice patties in there just to keep them warm, because in 4 or 5 minutes we are ready to plate. Alright, it's time to get our little rice cakes on the plate. The fish is ready. 5 minutes each side. A little bit of the juice. Our vegetables we cooked before. Alright, let's get the ponzu sauce on. Garnish, little scallions. And at the end, little red pepper. Alright. Salmon with ponzu sauce and bok choy.